station covering all of the DMV. This is DC News Now.
And good afternoon, and thank you for joining us for DC News Now at 4.
Here's a look at your top stories today all across the DMV.
Former President Donald Trump appears in a federal courtroom in Florida, pleading not guilty to more than 37 charges in connection to his alleged mishandling of classified documents. We have team coverage tonight from the Hill to the courthouse in Miami.
Plus, the FBI is still on the scene of that mass shooting in Annapolis, Maryland. This as we're learning what may have led up to 3 men being killed after a party. Our Dave Laval is there with live details in just a few minutes.
And you don't want to miss this, what we're learning from a new inflation report, what it may show about the future of your money. Thanks for joining us on this Tuesday for DC News Now at 4. I'm Mark Hall.
And I'm Annalisa Gale. We'll get to those top stories in just a few minutes, but first we want to take a look outside on this beautiful Tuesday afternoon. A
beautiful Tuesday indeed across the DMV. Mostly clear skies and much less humid than we saw yesterday. Let's head over now to meteorologist Damon Matson with the check on the forecast. Damon, how much longer is this amazing weather going to stick around?
I mean, first off, guys, how did we get so lucky with this weather here today? It's almost mid-June, and we had that sunshine, comfortable temperatures, and very little humidity. But yeah, that is the big question. We saw rain yesterday that gave way to this beautiful, beautiful Tuesday. But is it here to stay? It's not looking too likely. Now out there this evening, the satellite and radar picture continues to be quiet, but if you look off to the north and west, well, there is a little bit of activity going on. We've been situated in between yesterday's storm system that is spinning away just off of the Atlantic coastline there. There's our dry weather carved out right across the DMV here, but then you look back across the Great Lakes, there is another low pressure center spinning away, and you can see that rainfall it's already creating across the Ohio River Valley, now moving into parts of western Pennsylvania. That is what's going to be knocking on our doorstep by tomorrow. So enjoy the beautiful conditions we have out there this evening. Temperatures will go from the low 80s back down through the 70s. You see, we get to hold on to that partly cloudy sky and those very comfortable temperatures. And yesterday's rainfall made a very small dent, but that's the key thing, folks. It's going to get unsettled again, but we need it to. We still desperately need the rainfall. All of this orange and yellow showing that we are way behind in terms of rainfall over the last month, and then even extending out a couple more weeks, we are behind on rainfall. So how much could we possibly pick up from tomorrow's storm system? We'll have your full forecast coming up in just a bit.
All right, thanks, Damon. Well, the man accused of carrying out a deadly mass shooting in Annapolis, Maryland, remains in custody tonight.
43-year-old Charles Smith is facing 10 counts in connection to the attack. And tonight, we're actually learning new details in the shooting. Our Dave Laval has been on the story since the beginning. He joins us live from the scene. And Dave, what can you tell us?
Well, Mark, let's start off with what we do know at this point, as this stretch of Paddington Place remains closed for a third straight day as investigators continue to gather evidence regarding the shootings. And we definitely have learned more about what happened here on Sunday night. Investigators claim that Charles Smith, or rather should say that charging documents claim Charles Smith and Mario Morales got into an argument over a parking spot in front of Smith's home. That complaint came from Smith's mother, who was in the house at the time. During the argument, charging documents claim Smith pulled out a gun and shot Morales several times. In fact, he even stood over him when he fired. That's when Smith is said to have gone inside his home and retrieved a rifle and fired out of the front window of his home. Several people, or 5 other people, were shot then, including Morales's father, Nicholas, and Christian Segovia. Both those men died at the scene. 3 others were wounded. Annapolis's police chief
is having to think that crime, this type of crime, is a social problem. It's not a law enforcement problem, it's a social problem. And we have to do something to mitigate these use of handguns and availability of handguns.
At this point, it is not known when this stretch of Paddington Place will fully reopen to traffic. We are live in Annapolis. Dave Laval, DC News Now.
All right.
Dave, any word on funeral services taking place for any of the victims?
Not at this point, Mark, though we do know that contributions are being accepted, or friends are collecting donations for the families of the victims to help them with the funeral expenses.
All right, Dave, thank you for that report. And right now, we're taking a closer look at the number of mass shootings around the U.S. According to the Violence Archive, there have been at least 291 mass shootings across the nation so far this year. But what about in the DMV? In Maryland, 11 mass shootings so far in 2023. 9 people were killed in those shootings. 41 people were injured. In Virginia, 4 mass shootings since January, with 6 people killed and 14 others hurt. And here in the district, at least 4 mass shootings.
And the most recent mass shooting happened overnight. 10 people shot in downtown Denver as thousands flooded the streets to celebrate the Nuggets NBA championship win over Miami. It happened around 12:30 and about 3.5 hours after the game ended. We're told 3 people were in critical condition. Denver police arrested 1 man. He was one of the 7 who was actually hurt. Police still investigating today.
Well, developing at this hour, former President Donald Trump is pleading not guilty to 37 federal charges. He appeared in front of a Miami judge just over an hour ago. Trump appeared briefly in the federal courtroom with supporters and protesters watching outside. This is a live shot of the airport where he's expected to fly out in the next several minutes. Prosecutors say the former president lied and schemed to block the government from recovering hundreds of boxes of those documents. The contents of some of those boxes, they say, included information about the nation's nuclear programs and other sensitive military information. Our Washington correspondent will join us live with more details on this case in just a few minutes. And new tonight, the teacher who was shot by a 6-year-old student at Rich Neck High School in Newport News has parted ways with the school system. Abby Zwerner's attorney says that the teacher was fired months before her contract was scheduled to run out, and that she was notified in an email, but there are conflicting reports. The school system said in a statement that she had resigned from her position. This comes after Zwerner filed a $40 million lawsuit against the school board and some of its members. Her attorney had this to say today.
They haven't paid her in a couple of months. They're trying to squeeze her. She has until August 1 to leave or get re-signed. They fire her 2 months early. The only thing I can think of is they were trying to put pressure on her because we filed suit.
And the attorney says the teacher has not been paid since February after she declined to take workers' comp.
A man in Reston is facing animal cruelty charges, and court documents show that he promised cats to online buyers who never got the pets. And that led investigators to discovering dozens of cats in inhumane conditions. Our Haley Milon has more.
Police say that at one point, Kyle Marble had as many as 30 cats inside of his Reston townhome. And this isn't the first time he's been accused of animal cruelty.
One person actually left, moved away to another state.
Donnie Riegert claims another neighbor couldn't bear living near the constant noise and mess from the animals.
She couldn't stand it anymore.
Riegert saw county officials taking animals from Marble's home. Marble faces 6 charges stemming from animal cruelty. Riegert describing zoo-like conditions in the quiet Reston neighborhood.
The fish, the snakes, and then look in the back of the house, you've got all kinds of cages.
According to court documents, authorities seized 30 Siamese and Bengal cats in November of 2022. The animals living in abhorrent conditions. Several were euthanized immediately. A judge deemed Marble an unfit owner, banning him from owning animals for 2 years. Marble received the same order back in 2012. Investigators found his account was still advertising cats for sale just weeks ago. Marble didn't respond to our request for comment. Lieutenant Kathleen Prusnell says animal hoarding cases aren't about a specific number of animals. That's a zoning issue.
Our main concern is the animals' health, safety, well-being.
Folks concerned about a possible hoarding situation should look out for the common signs in animals: poor health, untreated injuries, and infection. More than a dozen of the cats seized from Marble's home had an upper respiratory infection.
That often occurs when you have a lot of cats or animals in a home where there's not enough ventilation. There's too many animals. The litter boxes aren't being cleaned adequately.
Marble is due in court in Fairfax County on July 6th. In Fairfax, Haley Mylon, DC News Now.